Good afternoon and welcome to Sked Live. I am Karen Lopes and here's what's making news now. Premier Kathleen Wynne announced today that starting in 2020, all preschoolers across Ontario will have access to free licensed childcare until they start kindergarten. The program is estimated to cost $2.2 billion. Wynne says that the average Ontario family will save about $17,000 with one preschooler. The announcement has been made the day before the government makes its final budget plan before the provincial election, which is set for June 7th. With more on Canadian news, Alexander Bissonnette has been charged with murder and attempted murder in the shooting at the Quebec Islamic Cultural Centre last year and has pleaded not guilty. He has been charged with 12 offenses in the shooting that left 6 dead and 5 critically injured. The trial is expected to last 2 months and jury selection is scheduled to start next week. Toronto City Council is set to vote on a plan to improve road safety after a spike in pedestrian deaths. City staff have recommended to widen sidewalks and add bike lanes on a 2.7-kilometer section of Yonge Street in North York. The staff report says the changes should be implemented as part of a complete overhaul of that stretch of road that hasn't been upgraded since 1975. Mayor John Tory wants to do an alternate design that will maintain the roadway, moving the bike lanes to a nearby road, but will cost about $9 million. Tory told Metro Morning that he's open to hearing both sides of the debate. City Council is meeting today, with the vote expected before the meeting concludes Wednesday. The federal government will be taking extra steps to crack down on companies that try to ship cheap foreign steel and aluminum into Canada as a result of tariffs imposed by the United States. This gives the Canadian Border Services agencies more power to identify businesses that try to dodge import duties. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says this is something that I assure our steel workers and our aluminum workers of when I visited them a couple of weeks ago. He also said we're going to continue to stand firm to protect our industry and the North American industry. In other local news, a Toronto ice cream parlor called Sweet Jesus has received backlash from Christians all over their name. Petition demanding to change the name has over 1,300 signatures on the website change.org, with comments arguing that the name is blasphemous. A message on Sweet Jesus' website says our name was created from the popular phrase that people use as an expression of enjoyment, surprise, or disbelief. Andrew Richmond, co-founder of Sweet Jesus, told CBC News that they have decided they will not make a change. Now to Rob for sports news.
That ice cream sounds pretty sweet. Probably going to get myself a scoop after this. But the other thing that was sweet last night was the Montreal crowd giving a standing ovation to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The son of former Montreal Expo Vladimir Guerrero was given his father's number 27 to wear. Guerrero Jr. said he felt right at home in the Montreal locker room. His dad even tweeted out a thank you message to the Toronto Blue Jays. Guerrero came on in the top of the 7th, replacing Yangervis Solarte. Now, the Blue Jays fell 5-3 to the St. Louis Cardinals. The final game of spring training is tonight at Olympic Stadium in Montreal at 7:07 p.m. The Toronto Raptors are also in action tonight, taking on the Denver Nuggets at the ACC. The Raptors are looking to bounce back from a rare loss at home, 117-106 to the Los Angeles Clippers on Sunday. As of late, the Raptors' defense has been struggling, allowing more than 110 points in each of the last 3 games. Only the Raptors and the Warriors this season have been in the top 5 for both offense and defensive rankings. With a record of 54-20 and 8 games left on the year, the Raptors can break a franchise record of 56 wins set in 2016. They do have to play the Celtics twice and the Cavs once along the way. So you're saying that there's a chance. Now, another Toronto team coming off a loss is the Toronto Maple Leafs, being caught off guard yet again by the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in the ACC last night. Safe to say this has not been a good run of form for Toronto sports teams. The Leafs' 13-game home winning streak came to an end at the hands of Jack Eichel. He opened the scoring of the game in the first period, and scored the game winner in the third. This is Eichel's first 2-goal game since February the 8th. Buffalo have beaten Toronto in 2 of the past 3 games they have played this season. The Leafs look to even the series on the year in their final meeting on April 2nd in Toronto. Now, even though the Leafs can score, and it was a bit of a struggle last night thanks to some good goaltending from Chad Johnson, Alexander Ovechkin doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. The Capitals forward scored his league-leading 45th goal last night in a 4-2 win over the New York Rangers. This is the 9th time in his career he has reached 45 goals, tying Wayne Gretzky and Marcel Dionne. He passes Mike Bossy and Marcel Dionne that have 8 seasons with this record. If Ovechkin can hit the 50-goal mark this year, that would be the 6th time in his career he has achieved that. The 2 players that are currently challenging Ovechkin, 3 players that are challenging Ovechkin are Patrick Laine with 43 goals, Evgeny Malkin with 42, and William Karlsson from Vegas with 40. Now, speaking of Vegas, they have officially clinched the playoffs with a win over Colorado last night. They become the 11th franchise in NHL history to book a trip to the postseason, dating as far back as 1917, 1918, when the Toronto Arenas and the Montreal Canadiens did the same thing. No expansion team has made the playoffs since the league brought in more clubs in 1967 and 68 season. Vegas are also the first expansion team to record over 100 points in their inaugural season. Head coach Gerard Gallant earned his 200th career victory as a coach in the National Hockey League. Gallant said, "After the game, I'm really happy about making the playoffs. The 200th win doesn't mean a whole lot. It wasn't about our team winning. It wasn't about nothing. It was about the first responders and the tragedy that happened the week before that. The guys and everybody supported it well." Vegas Strong is written in the locker room. Now,
Thanks, Rob.
over to Alice.
A buzz at Queen's Park is being caused by an online guerrilla campaign attacking Doug Ford, the newly appointed progressive conservative leader. Signs have been posted up all around the city with the slogan, "Beware of Doug." A new grassroots group named Not Doug launched the site aimed at Ford, even though the official start date of the June 7th election campaign isn't for another 6 weeks. An Alberta hockey player was seen breastfeeding her 8-week-old baby in the locker room. Twitter users showed their support for the mom by sending praise. Scientists in Australia at Sydney University say they've discovered mummified remains in a coffin that went untouched for 160 years. The scientists classified the coffin as empty, but then discovered the 2,500-year-old mummy inside after opening it. One of the scientists said that the mummy is believed to be a priestess. The internet is wondering who bit Beyoncé. Tiffany Haddish said she took a selfie with Beyoncé at an after-party for Jay-Z's concert on his 444 tour in Inglewood and saw an actress bite Beyoncé in the face. Haddish is declining to name the actress. That's all that's trending on Twitter today. Let's head over to Alessandra, who's got your entertainment news.
Thanks, Elena. A toxicology report from the late Prince's autopsy obtained by the Associated Press showed he had an extremely high concentration of fentanyl in his body. Prince passed away in April 2016. His body was found alone and unresponsive in an elevator at his Paisley Park estate. He was 57 years old. Experts who are not connected to the investigation said that the fentanyl killed him. K-pop star Seo Min Woo has died at 33. The Korean lead singer of band 100% was found without a pulse at his home on March 25th, where he was pronounced dead by first responders. The cause of death is reportedly cardiac arrest. Many people have paid tribute to the K-pop star, like former bandmate Woo Changbum, who posted a photo of the two of them. The band's label, Top Media, has not confirmed if the upcoming shows will take place. Rapper Cardi B announced Monday night on her Instagram the name of her debut album and cover art. Invasion of Privacy will arrive April 6th. The much-anticipated album arrives after Cardi B received a Grammy nomination, a Rolling Stone cover, and a musical guest spot on Saturday Night Live. And now to Elena for this week's weather report.
Thanks, Alessandra. It's the first rainfall of the season today, so make sure to stay dry. The rest of this week looks less wintry and more springish. Wednesday is cloudy with a high of 8 degrees. Thursday is also cloudy with a high of 12. Friday is a chance of showers with a high of 4. Saturday is cloudy with a high of 7, and Sunday is a chance of snow and rain with a high of 4. That's all for your weekly weather forecast. Have a happy Easter and bundle up. Now let's head back to Rob for more sports news.
The weather isn't too hot over here today, but under the Miami Heat, 18-year-old Canadian tennis star Denis Shapovalov advances to the round of 16. Shapovalov defeated 11-seed Sam Querrey in 3 sets, 6-4, 3-6, and 7-5. In a back-and-forth battle, Shapovalov capitalized on some key shots in the last round en route to the victory. He still got the job done despite 12 double faults throughout the contest. He is set to take on Borna Coric today at 3:45 p.m. Now over to soccer, and the international friendlies this week continues ahead of the World Cup this June in Russia. Finland defeated Malta 5-0, Bulgaria beat Kazakhstan 2-1, Norway edges over Albania 1-0, and Portugal lost to the Netherlands 3-0. Remarkably yesterday, former Netherlands international Patrick Kluivert witnessed his son Justin Kluivert make his Netherlands debut. Both father and son appeared for the Netherlands at the same age, just 18 years old. A lot of matches are on today. England take on Italy, Germany play Brazil, Belgium take on Saudi Arabia, Mexico battle Croatia, and Poland host South Korea. Remember who said the quote, "We don't need bananas, we need champagne"? That was Munenori Kawasaki in 2015, celebrating the AL Championship in Baltimore. The 36-year-old is expecting to retire from professional baseball following his release from his Japanese Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks baseball club. Kawasaki spent 5 seasons in the MLB, playing for the Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays, and the Chicago Cubs. He is the 3rd Japanese player to win the World Baseball Classic, Japan Series, and the World Series. From retirement to a debut, Alessandra, it seems like that is equally as interesting.
Thanks, Rob. Captain America actor Chris Evans made his Broadway debut. Lobby Hero stars Chris Evans and Michael Cera. Lobby Hero follows a security guard in his late 20s and his strict supervisor. The show is staged in a mid-income Manhattan apartment building. While Captain America is on Broadway, Marvel has announced additional cast members for the new Captain Marvel movie. Brie Larson plays the role of Carol Danvers alongside Marvel veteran Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. There will also be the addition of Clark Gregg, who will be returning to his role as Agent Phil Coulson. Captain Marvel is set to release March next year. Spoiler alert, Roseanne returned to TV last night. The show got mixed reviews, and Dan, Roseanne's husband, is back. The New York Times said the show was still feisty and funny, and Vulture's Jen Chaney said it may not be quite as good as the original. The original show premiered in 1988 and will be celebrating its 29th anniversary this year. The next episode airs April 3rd on ABC. If sitcoms aren't your thing, Season 2 of The Queer Eye on Netflix has been confirmed. The non-scripted show follows 5 gay men known as the Fab Five who give makeovers to straight men by helping them with their wardrobe, their grooming, and offering them some lifestyle advice. And now back to Kaylin for more news.
Thanks, Alessandra. Linda Brown, the center of the 1954 Supreme Court ruling that ended racial segregations in American schools, has passed away at age 76. Linda's father, Oliver Brown, tried to enroll the family in an all-white school. He became the lead plaintiff in the Brown versus Board of Education case, ending school segregation. Kansas Deputy Education Commissioner Dale Dennis said her legacy is not only here, but nationwide. The 2020 U.S. Census will include a question about citizenship status after decision by the Trump administration. The Democrats oppose the move, saying this would intimidate immigrants and discourage them from participating. The U.S. Census is conducted every 10 years since 1970. It helps determine political representation in Congress, federal funding of programs, and other matters. California Attorney General Javier Becerra said the state will sue the Trump administration over its decision. Becerra says including a citizenship question of the 2020 census is not just a bad idea, it is illegal. On a more progressive note, Marvia Malik is the first transgender news anchor in Pakistan. Her first appearance as a news anchor went viral on social media, and just days after, she became the first transgender model on the catwalk at the annual Pakistan fashion show. Malik has lost count of the positive phone calls and messages she's received, and says the only way to get meaningful change is if change begins at home. That's what's making news now. Check out our website, skedline.com. My name's Kaylin Lopes. Bye for now.